Another day, another time period, right back here. Feel me? The Eagles way of boxing. Waiting for my people to show up. See one person hiding out somewhere. Drop on down. Come on in. Don't just hide out there. Make a comment or something. I see y'all though. We gotta get this work done. I know it says coming up. I'm right here though. There we are. Let's see if this thing is acting properly today. Face in. All right. And then face back out. Yeah, we're going to talk about it though today, like we always do. We're going to talk about it. The grown folk chat. Grown folk talk. Give my web watchers a little time. They probably just not getting the notification. But just hold on just 1 second here. Okay, so I asked that. I'll salute out there. I see you, Chef Boy to the yard to the D. He said salute Eagles way of boxing. You guys get the notification out there? As Chef Boy to the R to the D. Did the notification go through? I'm about to go check to see if I don't hear from you. Just hang tight. We in here. We'll be right back. I'm to check the notifications, see if they went through. All right. So you did get the so you did get the notification. Okay, just making sure. I had to just go check it. I don't know. It's acting. Sometimes it says that the notification went out, and then sometimes it's not out there. Yeah. Yeah. Michael Johnson, Boxing Talk, and more is up in there. He said Anthony Buck. He said Booty Broke Johnson. God dang. Y'all come in with stuff, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I put that question mark out there. We already know. See, if you haven't been in here before, but you already know. Y'all already know, man. Y'all been around me long enough to know that if I put something like that in there, that you know that it's probably gonna be some kind of a I'm not going to say the word setup because I don't like to use that. I don't set people up. In a sense, I don't know. Do you guys think I set people up? I don't know. Not like that. I don't really set you up. But what I do is I get people's, hopes up. They got the false hope. And they hoping. But we're going to talk about them. just to see. Um, because we could look at it this way if we were dumb. Or, okay, put it this way. We'd look at it like this. Okay, so he's already 2 times champion, right? And so he's already 2 times champion, but he's been cracked a little bit, but he's not broken. Okay, but we'll cover the rest of the story, because I know that if I don't cover the rest of the story, y'all gonna be like, well, that's not all of it though, because y'all know y'all gonna bring up certain stuff, and I already know what those things are. So, but we'll get like that. We'll get there. But y'all know what it is though, because you know me. That I'll put one of these, I'll put my boy up there, and we already know that he got his shoes up. He got his shoes on good. But we'll talk about that too. I'm using a whole different system right now, so I'm still working out some things. But you guys can actually see me today. I believe. Let me see. Let me put my mug back up in there again just to make sure. Yep, and we good. That's right. I'm up in here, baby. Yeah. But we'll do it that way. So, do y'all think that is AJ in any way unbreakable? Can he just be cracked? Because if we go back, let's go back to the first fight. Okay, let's go back to the Andy Ruiz fight. Okay, now he's pretty well getting handed up, right? And we understand that. So he's pretty much getting beat up. And he suffered a couple of knockdowns. A few knockdowns. But when he suffered those knockdowns, he had different looks in his face when he suffered those knockdowns. You see what I mean? And do we know if he was like completely broke? Yeah, we can put it up there. Let's get the crackhead out of there for a second. And then let's put it up. So, and you guys know I love to. It's not that I love to go over this, but I'm gonna put it up, and we're gonna talk about it. You guys already know how I do, man. This is not a running chat. We don't go running from nobody when we know that they got issues or something like that. What we do is we put them out there on the platter. So, is this the face of an unbreakable fighter? Because he's gonna get pedestaled up. I see you out there, Sir Flame. Sir Flame says salute at Eagles Way of Boxing. Salute to the chat. And as always, jab that like button all y'all neck. He said, don't get neck in Eagles Way of Boxing. That's right, baby. He said 100% there. He got the fire and the gloves up good. That's right. But one thing about Eagles Web is that he will thin that neck out first, though. I like to stretch it out and make it thin before I chop it off. But my web watchers, they get the thick one. They don't care. If you're stubborn and got that thick neck, they'll go ahead and go for that neck when it's thick and go ahead and dispose of you. And I think that's why a lot of people don't come up in here. But anyway, this is grown folk chat. But we're going to cover these angles on this one. And then I got a surprise for you. It's not really a surprise. But the real fighter that, you guys already know how I do it, man. The real fighter that the title should be for, we're going to talk about him. And we can add a couple of fighters in there, you know what I mean? So this is not going to be like a debate, but I want everybody's input. You guys can always have your input. Yeah, Sir Flame said he got here early today. That's right, because he usually come in like midstream, and he come in and talk about somebody. Yeah, don't get neck up in here. That's what he say though. He come up in here, he tell you to mash it. Yeah, he'll tell you when you get up in here. And I'm a little bit disappointed because Sir Flame, you got here too late yesterday, and I had a little bit of a crowd in here, and they wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to be smashing it. They were supposed to be smashing that like, but they didn't get that like smashed. So we might have to put some smash on somebody every once in a while. So the thing here is unbreakable. And I know y'all gonna throw up a lot of stuff, and you're gonna like, oh, what is he talking about? Unbreakable. But AJ got bent up a little bit. He got twisted up, and as we look at him right here, which now I'm starting to see it again, and it's hard for me not to say it, but he still looked like he's twerking. And he was too gracious in defeat. And when we look at that, it was like he needed to have that loss. A lot of people just think, oh, it's just a beat up thing or whatever like that. But we got to cover all the angles, man. Was it just that he got beat up? Why was he so relieved after? And then why did he go ahead and get the second fight? And how did he win the second fight? Was the first fight more of a setup to get him prepared to learn how to do other things? Or was the second fight just, like we call it in here, was that just time to tag the fat boy and run? And that's what we call it in here. It's called tag the fat boy and run, and that's what we that's the way we labeled it as. That's right. Christopher Yone is up in the house, y'all. Shalom Eagles Web. Shalom to Christopher Yone out there. Suk to Qual, man. Finally got all the strong arrows, man. Y'all know what it is, man. May I hurt you, Okwa. May I kai. You know what I mean? My eho bless everybody. You know what I'm saying? All my good people out there, all the real ones. Stand up. Stand up and be first, man. The real ones, man. The real ones, man. Not no occupiers, man, but the real ones, man. Not the ones that claim that everybody else is occupying something that they occupying, man, but the real ones. The real ones that got awoke, not by man, but got awoke to know who they was. You know what I mean? To find out that, hey, they not a color, they not a race, they're a nation. Anytime you're a nation, and I had to drop this gem, anytime you're a nation, if you put all that, you take the NAT, you know what I mean? That even breaks down into nature, right? That means that means the natural. That means natural, like the natural order of things. In nature, for us, we're not the Homo sapiens like they call us. We're a nation of people. And that's what it is, man. Different nations and stuff, man. Oh, we el qua. But on to this boxing thing, man. You know what it is. Everybody know what it is, man. You know, is that this guy here, now he could have been putting out a front, but we don't know about that, man. We got to look at it, though. Because look how he's twerking in this one. He came back and got those belts, man. But here's the kicker here, though. And people like to use the word kicker. I throw it in Eagles Web right now. The kicker is that you are not fighting the ones that we need to see you to fight. Because the claim of you being unbreakable is not my claim. Because I'm not the fanboy type. So that's not my claim. You understand? So I'm not claiming that. So don't get the title all mixed up and think, oh, I'm claiming that. Because you see the question mark. But we're going to get into the one that is unbreakable. So to dispel this myth, or even this discussion, or even this narrative about him being unbreakable as being a big super heavyweight like that, or heavyweight, you know, being a heavyweight, but he's kind of like a super heavyweight because he's a lot of times he's over 230, 240, so like a super heavyweight. But we'll just stick. We know it's a heavyweight division, but we know that there is such thing as a super heavyweight. That's not up for debate. We're not going to debate that discussion, but we know that there's no class for it in boxing, but we know that there is super heavyweight. That means like the real big guys, George Foreman was right under. Sometimes he might have been that super heavyweight, but we don't usually get that many. But now we got one, and is he unbreakable? I see you down there, Chris. Chris said yes. Yeah. So he hasn't been, but the thing is, he's been bent up a little bit. And that's what we can say, that he's been bent up. Okay? He's been bent up and pent up. and all that pressure's off him now. So nobody is in agreement that his refreshment or his refresher, now that he's refreshed, because he took that loss because of the pressure, that now he's going to be just bendable a little bit, but he's not going to be breakable, and he is going to turn out to be that superstar. He's going to turn out to be that one that can adapt to any kind of situation. He can adapt to any kind of style. They can punch, bang, run. I mean, stay on the back, fight on the back foot, fight on the front foot, fight from angles, fight down low, fight up high, fight in close, fight far away. You know what I mean? Fight in the middle of the ring, fight on the outside of the ring. Is he that person now? So that's how we look at it. Is he that person, Gil? Is he that person, Chris? Sir Flame, Chef Boy to the yard to the D. Is he that person now? And Michael Johnson, Boxing Talk, and more. Is he that person now? Because we know he took his L, but is he gonna come back and prove to us that he is the one? I see you out there, Gil Coles. That's that's my co-champ, my champ right there. Gil Coles up in there. She salute Eagles Web in the chat. That's what it is. Yep. So, is that the deal? I don't have no arguments. Is anybody? Except for Christopher Yornay don't like. He said AJ is Mr. Glass. Okay, Mr. Glass. That's Chris is. Everybody hate Chris though. Everybody hate you though, Chris. I kid. You know how I play with y'all, man. But yeah, so Chris said he missed the glass, and he said he's not falling for it. But some people gonna fall for it though. So what I'm saying is that you guys already know that some people is actually falling for this already. They falling for it, and they actually are believing that AJ is that one, like the chosen one, the golden one, the chosen one, the golden child. And then they have his backup is Tyson Fury. And which I still can't get that out of my head about Tyson Fury. We're gonna talk about that. Yeah, we gotta throw him in here too a little bit, man, because it's pissing me off a little bit. And I know we do grown folk boxing talk, but he's kind of pissing me off with that whole I'm a brawler now. I'm going to show everybody now that I'm the puncher. See, and all these new narratives with these fighters, man. Who's believing all these new narratives with these fighters, man? Are we believing these new narratives with the fighters? Huh? Are we believing these new narratives with these fighters, man? I'm coming in new, baby. I'm coming in new. Tyson, Crack, Coke, King, Furry coming in new, baby. I'm coming in, man. I'm off the line, and I'm off those lines, man. My nose is unclogged, and I'm about to start a blog after I put these hands on Wilder. I'm the new face. AJ's the new face. There's the A and the B. Or I'm the A plus side and you the A side. Because I was listening to somebody, and I will talk about that in a little bit. I was talking to somebody, and it made a lot of sense to me, is that if you want to classify these fighters as A, then you have to have an A plus on top of that. You got to have an A plus. If you got A fighters, you know what I mean? In other words, they're at the A level. And I don't really see them at being the A level, but okay, I'll go with the, I'm easy. I'm bendable, but I'm not breakable like that. But I'm easy like that, so I'll bend with it. I said, okay, so we're going to go with this one. So we're going to go with the A, and then we're going to go with the A plus. So that way, if we go with the A plus, if the A, sometimes an A could be the A plus, but it's not usually likely, because the A plus does everything. He does everything, and then he is the one that is not going to be the one that's breakable, because we do have these breakable ones. Michael Johnson, boxing talking more back in there. Okay. Let me see what he got up there. He said, "No, AJ ran for 12 rounds and he ain't stopped running since." I put it up there. Let's put it up. That's right. Here we go. Yeah. So we put it up there. That's right. We put it up there. So what Michael Johnson Boxing Talking More is saying, he say AJ is on that new Nike on your mark, get set, go thing. Does anybody disagree with him? Is AJ on that Nike bow down, get ready to go? You see how chicken get out good? He get out good, man. Even with the shoes on, he get out good, man. He take a couple of ducks and then he out. But who is he ducking? Because we got this narrative now that he is ducking down. I mean, not ducking down, but he is gonna be like in other words, it's a resurrection, more or less like a resurrection, that he is gonna be he's gonna be great now. That he's gonna be great. He's not gonna get broke. I mean, he took his lumps, but now he's better for it. Now, I got arguments with people about that, and we talked about this the other day, just like when I was talking about Rosario. Like, Rosario finally got, and I got to trust him because he said he finally got a camp. Finally got a decent camp. Like, finally got a great camp. Okay, so we got to put that in the plus column. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to listen to what a fighter says, and we got to believe in what they said. But I think my web watchers is well aware, and just like Michael Johnson Boxing Talking More says, is that he came in and just became a runner. And so, in other words, all the other stuff that I covered, that's not gonna come to fruition. Is that now I can fight any boxing style. You know what I mean? When you got a make-believe fighter that tries to do certain stuff, and we got a bunch of them out there, y'all. We got a bunch of make-believe fighters that some of them they just good and durable and good athletes, i.e. Sean Porter. But some of his looks and some of his things that he does to try to adapt and become a new fighter or have a new look as a fighter just don't work out. They don't work out. You know what I mean? It just don't work. It doesn't work out. Yeah. Gil Cole said Porter switched styles. He said new. He said could work. All right. Well, we're gonna go with that. And Porter's in this discussion too. A little bit later on in this discussion, we got Porter, because I think we got a pretty hot discussion. And this is the discussion is about the unbreakable ones. And when you're unbreakable, the thing about being unbreakable, this is the best scenario for unbreakable. When you're unbreakable and people don't know that you're unbreakable, and so they bite off more than what they can handle. Okay, we're gonna get into that part of it, but right now we're gonna finish. We're gonna just bury this, you know, and whoever's in here, we'll just bury it with everybody who's in there. So everybody who's in here, we're gonna be able to bury it with everybody who's in here right now. And so nobody's gonna be thinking, oh yeah, that's it. He's the goods. Okay, well if he's the goods, then let's get some good stuff done. If you're the goods, let's get it done. If you're just bendable, if you're revived, if you're resurrected your career to be that monster to take us into the future until we get another monster, then one thing we say in Eagles Way of Boxing, let's see it. Because so far we just witnessed a running. And what we call it in here, or what I call it here, is tag the fat boy and run on the playground. Tag the fat boy, run. Slap his hat off or whatever, run. Touch him up a little bit, run. You know what I mean? Trip him, run. That's what you do. Yes, they get you up against a corner somewhere, then you're in trouble when you can't escape. When there's nowhere to run, then the fat boy turns into a monster. And we know that you flipped it and you kept him from turning into a monster because you never let him get in. Because your hold game, you know what I mean? Your hugging game was on point, and your run game was on point. You know, as long as you could getting your hugs off and you was getting your running off, you was doing good at that point. Yep. That's right, man. He put them jets on Surf Flame. Surf Flame, hey, Hey, I don't know if how good y'all's screens are or whatever like that, what you see. But if when you see how he took off fast, the chicken, we talking about the chicken. You see how he took off fast, like his first 10 steps, you don't even count. He broke out and then he just like slowed down and did like a little bit of a duck walk and he took off again. Like, okay, I guess they on me. We see you out there. We meet TV till this day. We are the kings. He said, Eagles, we're boxing. He said, salute out there. Okay. And everybody agree with Gil? Because Gil right here. Gil said AJ did what he had to do against Ruiz, though. Okay. Is that what you need to do against Ruiz? Is that what it is? Is that what you need to do against Ruiz? It was very fortunate, Gil. I'm going to put it to you this way. It was very fortunate because, and the reason it was real fortunate, Gil, is because the weight, that 300 and something pounds. And that's another discussion, man. I don't know if we want to talk about that, but do y'all want to talk about it? Was that a setup? Was all that poundage and stuff that Ruiz put on, was that a setup for us, man? Did they play us as suckers? Right? Did they play us as suckers? So that's the question on that one. And were we played as suckers? And we can always think that we might have been played as suckers because we might have been played as suckers. Right? But for me, I'm hoping that wasn't it. That we was not played as suckers. But we might have been played as suckers, man. But in here, we're not suckers because this grown folks chat. So we check out all the angles, man. So we're not going to be sitting here all vulnerable waiting for something to happen and act like we didn't know what was coming. Because I don't want nobody to think that for 1 minute or 1 second that Eagles Web or Eagle Face is 100% behind any of these fighters. Like 100%. Because they in a game. And we're part of that game. We're just money. Think about it. You're the money of the game. What somebody just discussed the other day. Somebody was just bringing up. There's some of the ringside seats for this fight next weekend. It's $24,000. Huh? That sounds like to me. Now, if we go for an oak on this one, think about if we go for an oak on this one. If we go for an oak on this one, and this is your host being honest with y'all, which I'm always honest with y'all, but think about it. This is your host being honest with y'all. I don't know if I can do the show about, on this boxing, and be like seriously confident about anybody. If we go through a devil's deception in Las Vegas desert, then I definitely will be disgusted. Because if this guy comes in and he put the king to sleep in 2 rounds, only thing I'm gonna be able to think is that got to be some that we got played again. And I am gonna be heated on that one. Oh, see, stop it, Gil. Stop it. Gil said, I thought it was called ring generalship. Well, when you talk about ring generalship, Gil, that's everything in a nutshell. That's just an easy way of saying everything in a nutshell when you talk about the generalship. Because when you talk about the generalship, that's all the assets put together. That's in general. That's why they put that down. He's good on the back foot. He's doing a good defense. Does good blocks, does this. IQ and all that. That all fits in there. So I don't even know why they even use that. Because we got to separate all this stuff. Yeah. But I'm sticking with Sir Flames. Sir Flames to say he put the Jets on. Gil talking about ring generalship. Get out of here with that, Gil. He said that's what AJ had to do. Is that okay? That's what he had to do then, Gil. If that's what he had to do, okay, Gil. So it's Gil giving out these good thoughts. Gil, what does he have to do if he fights Wilder? What does AJ have to do? Does that same technique work against Wilder? Oh, that's just for Gil Coles. Nobody else really got to answer that nothing. Because he ring generalship. He's putting up quotes. Yeah. Andy definitely played this. Yeah, I'm with Sir Flame. Like I said, I'm with Sir Flame. I think Andy played this. Does anybody else agree that we got played on that or no? Because I think we did get paid. Okay, they didn't play me. I don't pay for it. That's not what I'm saying, the zone fights. Yeah, you might not play for DAZN fights, but guess what? Even if you don't play for DAZN fights, you heard about the fight, and you watched the replay somewhere. You had to watch the replay somewhere. If you're a boxing fan, you watched it somewhere, even if you didn't want to catch it live. I bet you caught it like 10 hours later or something. Yeah. He said, I bet on AJ against Ruiz, but instead of playing, he fooled a lot of people. Yeah. But he came in, but you know how he came in there though with all that extra weight. Okay, but so the myth, the new AJ is not, that unbreakable story is not gonna go down. It's not gonna go down well with a lot of people. And I'm gonna just say it like this. It's not gonna go down well with us over here. Maybe across the pond, maybe they fell for it. You know, maybe they fell for it. But if your fighter has now resurrected himself and he's turned unbreakable, then why do you got fighters? It's like because we have these discussions, man. Like I said, I could put all of our discussions together. Like I can just backtrack and I can just remember some of the discussion that we had. Is that you got fighters. I said, how many fighters from other weight classes would fight AJ? And I had somebody in here who went all the way down to middleweight. They said there's some middleweights want him. See? Now, if a middleweight wants you and you at heavyweight, either that's a badass middleweight or he just don't look as much as you as being a champ, because they don't do that now. They don't do that. We had a welterweight back in the day that wanted to fight a heavyweight. We had a heavyweight that wanted to fight two monsters in one night, but we don't get that no more. Can you imagine that you got a heavyweight right now that'll take on two monsters? I mean, not even the King is asking for two monsters in one night. The King's not even asking. He's not asking for two monsters in one night. You see? That would have been nice to see, though. Two monsters in one night. Think about it. Two monsters. One night. Two monsters. That's even a title right there, man. Ain't that a nice title? Two monsters. One night. Wow. That's a nice one, man. And put it up just like that. Have it just like that as a that's the whole thing, the moniker, whatever. That's it. Two monsters, one night. But we don't even get that, because remember, people disrespect. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say maybe King was a snake, right? So maybe Don King was a snake, okay? But are we getting these kind of events? Are we getting these events? Can anybody name an event, like the name of an event, even if it came from a fighter, recently, that made you like thirst? And when I say thirst, it's made you anxious, or like, yeah, I got to go see this because of the title itself, right? Can anybody think of any of them? Can you think of a fight that AJ's had to where, and it's not pick on AJ Day or nothing like that. But can you think of a fight that AJ had that they had like a great titles for the fight that you just had to go see it? Because remember all these. So this is some of the stories. This is some of the narratives and the uses and stuff that came out. The uses and stuff that came out. Okay. Somebody's O must go. Do y'all remember that language? Somebody's O must go. Must go. That was part of the language, right? And everybody hugged that and hung on to that for a while. They hung on to that. Somebody's O must go. But now a lot of people's O has already went. And so are we still getting that same kind of energy to make us excited to want to go see a fight? Are we just getting excited? Are we turning into fanboys and fangirls and fanmans and fan women's or women now? Or are we still fans of boxing? Or have we become a bunch of strap riders? And I'm not throwing that out at y'all. I'm just throwing it out there, but not at y'all. I'm not like throwing it at you to make it stick like, oh yeah, I'm a strap rider now. No. Is that the case? I'm gonna give you an example. Okay? The Rumble in the Jungle. Does that sound like something you would want to have, even if you wasn't alive? Does that sound like an event that you would want to be at? So right now, do we even have those type of fights? Do we have, we got fighters that's talking about with their skill set and talking about what they'll do to you, but are we getting fighters to get us excited enough to name an event? Are they naming stuff like the Rumble in the Jungle, stuff like that? Are we getting that? Are we getting the Crazy Hazy in the desert? Are we getting anything? Anything close to that? Any names? There's other names out there, but I like that one. Rumble in the Jungle. Huh? Are we getting the beat down in the desert? Right? Las Vegas desert, right? Are we getting the lights out at the MGM? Or the Lion Smash down at the MGM or anything like that? Or at the Barclay? What are we getting at the Barclay? Are we excited about the fighters? Are we strap riders? Fanboys, fangirls? And are the fighters who they should be? Or can we do a little bit better with the boxing? See? And you know in here, Eagles Web, I put it all out there, man. I put a lot out there. I put it out there, and then you all go, damn, that's a lot of stuff. Eagles Web, he just putting it out there. He just drowned us. And I don't try to drown y'all. But this grown folk chat. And so I don't try to drown y'all. But what I try to give you is those things that we need to always keep in mind and stuff. Yeah. And see, for you, Gil, you don't come from the same. You're a little bit older though. What you said you was 30, right? So you should be. So your language should be better than that. You just want to see fights. There's fights. Anybody agree with Gil in his sentiment that you just want to see fights? Oh, I don't care. As long as somebody's fighting, man. I can't call myself a boxing fan if I just want to see fights. No, I just want to see fights. Nah, I'm not just gonna watch any fight. Yeah. See what y'all got on here. Okay. Sir Flame say, hell no. His only chance is to smother Wilder and not be on the end of that right. It's not just that right, though. He got that left, too. He got a lot of them. And then Gil Cole back there say, I'm not a Ruiz fan. No, I'm not none of them's fan. But Sir Flame, you're right. Hell no. But how do you smother Wilder's punches for 12 rounds? I have yet to see somebody smother Wilder's punches for 12 rounds. So that's what we're waiting on. And we'll talk about the real story. But this is, like I said, I always have two sides. When y'all come in here, you already know it's going to be two sides to the story at least. Yep. There you go. Christopher Yornay said, I'm back. I'm a King Kong fan. I'm a King Kong fan too. And Michael Johnson boxing talk and more. He said, to me, what AJ did and what ring generalship is is two different things. And you got that right, Michael Johnson. I definitely agree with you, because I just tried to give like a short breakdown of what ring generalship is. Ring generalship is not hitting somebody and running around the damn ring, man. Yep. If I want to see that, I watch the old Jerry Lewis movies and stuff. He said, I just want to see fights. That's right. That's what it is. There we go. That's the eagle. Now you're talking like Eagles Web, Sir Flame. You say, I want to see good fights. That's what we want to see. Jay Brown up in here, y'all. Y'all salute out to Jay Brown, man. We got Jay Brown up in here. Jay Brown says, salute Eagles Web Boxing. That's right. Jay Brown up in the house, man. And then everyone talks bad about Don King. But we got the fights we wanted to see. So many. My question is, was he bad for the fans for giving us the great fights? And that's knowledge coming from Christopher Yornate. And there you go. Because was he bad? Because I don't give a damn. See, what people keep thinking about, and see, this is how I know that this is not a new subject, y'all. This ain't something that just fell out the sky right now today, and that has been here for a while. It didn't just start. And Christopher Journay is basically, he nailed it and he opened up the old coffin on it, because this is what people do. And they say they didn't do it. And I definitely say I didn't do it. And this is what we do. Is that we worry about somebody's pocketbook that we didn't even know. Because we don't know how much money Don King took, if he ever took money, if it was just a play, if it was just some kind of, trick to make us feel like vulnerable and make us feel anxious towards the fighter. Oh yeah, he took advantage of this fighter and this and that and blah, blah. I don't give a damn about your money. It's a lot more money in one night than I'm making in one night. So why am I worried about your money? And smash that like button. Get on them, Sir Flame. Let them know what's good. Because we want to see the good fights. And that's what it is. Is we want to see the great fights. Let's come in here and see great fights. Because you had a mouthpiece with Don King in the first place. Don King was a mouthpiece and he could sell a fight. Can the snake sell fights? Y'all think about it. Can each snake sell fights? Huh? His shit sound like charity, right? So maybe we need a good promoter in there who can, come up with some names and stuff and of some fights. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we could name some fights up in here. You know what I mean? In Eagles wear. Huh? It's like we could have named the Vegas fight, It's going to be the suspect personality caveman overbite smash down in the desert. We could, we put some stuff together. That one's kind of, that's kind of wrong. But hey, we could put them together. Eagles Web Boxing Promotions. And we put our heads together, man. We promote fights. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's an impossibility, man. Anything is possible, man. Anything is possible when you put your heads together, man. You don't have to just stay at one thing. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how long I'll be at this, but you don't have to just stay at just one thing. You can do many things, man. You do many things. But that's right. We need somebody that come up with names, man. Because I think something's gonna be a good fight. At least a lot of times the name, I just be excited about a name or something. Think about it, man. When you go see a movie, they could have a movie called The Duck. That's all it's called, is The and then Duck. How many people gonna go see it? That's what it's called, the Duck. It might be the baddest movie in history. In the history of movie making, it might have been the baddest one, and there's never gonna be a movie that bad. Or in other words, when I say bad, I mean bad like good, but not bad like bad. That's what I mean. Just in case you don't know. That's my old school talk. It's bad. It's bad. Like the bad man. Like Ali's a bad man. Just like Tyson was bad. MJ was bad. See? Like that. I'm just breaking it down anyway. I know I don't have to. Y'all understood. But I'm saying if a movie is called The Duck, nobody might not want to check it out. Or see, they do all this boring stuff. And a lot of times it turns me, I don't even want to watch fights sometimes. Like, it's Friday night fight nights or something like that. I'm like, man, your whole title sucks, man. Y'all can't even be colorful anymore. Y'all taking away the color from the boxing. So You took so one way you used to take away the color one way, physically you used to take away the color. Now within within the language you're taking away the color. I hope somebody understand what I'm saying out there, man. That's right. You tell him, Sir Flame. He said, jab that like button or y'all neck. He said, don't get neck in Eagles Way of Boxing. That's right. Cause we stretch those necks out, man. We stretch them out, and yeah, at least I do. Y'all just chops. Y'all just straight up choppers. Yeah. Yeah. Jake Brown said Don King was great for his pockets and the fans, but was terrible to the fighters. Yeah, but I'm not worried about the fighters because I know them fighters got paid. I'm not even thinking about that. And then if you don't get paid, if somebody play you like that, what you do is you take them to court. That's all. Simple as that. You got money, take their ass to court, and then you recover the court costs and get your money. See? That's simple. When somebody got a lot of money like that, you can do that. The poor people can't do that. The poor people can't take rich people to court. And then Gail Cole says, so which one of y'all gonna stop watching boxing? They said, I'll wait. I'll stop watching boxing. It won't take look, I'm not gonna stay in something that I'm watching nothing but setups. I'll stop watching other sports because I started watching all these setups. And I'll tell you why I start. And I do watch a little bit. When you say stop, that means like completely cold turkey or whatever. No, I'm not gonna stop like that. But I'm just not gonna. I wouldn't feel comfortable. And I wouldn't watch a lot of fights that a lot of people would probably watch. I'm not going to watch all of them. And I'm going to tell you one reason I stopped watching football. I stopped watching football because one of my friends was playing in the game. And he's a great running back. And this happened like a few years ago. I say like 5 years ago, something like that. And the game should have been in his hands. And instead of giving him the ball, they passed for the interception when the ball should have went to him because he's known to break, and he only had like 1 yard to go, and he's known for breaking tackles and getting those yards and stuff like that. And that wasn't the only one. I watched another one that was like that too. I'm like, wait, I'm getting set up. You ain't gonna just set me up. I'm not gonna I don't watch boxing just for the entertainment. I watch it for the skill set and everything else. It's not all about the bloods and guts sometimes, but I watch it to see what a person has. I'm not just watching boxing, I watch boxing. I'm a boxing watcher. You sound stupid. And I'm not mentioning anybody when I say you sound stupid. I said, in other words, that sounds stupid. Oh, I just watch boxing. I'm just in it for the boxing. What about the boxing? Be more colorful than just saying, oh, I just watch fights. Well, be more colorful about it. Or that might just be the way you talk, where you just don't have there's just no colorful verbiage that can come out of your mouth. Yeah. And then Gil Cole says, sound like Eagles Web only read books with nice artwork on the cover. Did anybody hear me say something like that? That what Gil put up there right now? That it sounds like I only read books with nice artwork? The books I read don't have no artwork. Matter of fact, send me $10 and I'll send you a whole list of stuff that you should read. I'll send you a whole list of stuff that you should read. Then you will see that you're not as hip, or you're not as intelligent as you think you might be, and that goes for all of us. Because I'll send you the black papers, man. I'll send you something this tear history apart. You know what I mean? Will just rip history completely apart. But I already know those things. Some people have to read and some people don't have to read. See? And the only reason then I got to drop gems because Gil's in here. The only reason people got to read in the first place is because people have become dumb. You're the only creature on this earth that reads. Why? Oh, animals can't read. Animals don't need to read because they have their program and they have their instructions of what they're supposed to do. Just like the birds, they fly north and south and west and east. And they know where they're supposed to be at a certain time of year. You don't know where you're supposed to be at a certain time of year. So you just sit in the same house doing the same thing over and over. Because you don't have your natural instructions that you had when you first got here. Because you're supposed to have instructions. And this is not supposed to be that kind of chat But when somebody says something like that, you're not supposed to have to read. The only reason you read is because you got dumb. And that's why you read, because you can't remember nothing. Some people can't even remember where they parked their car at, because that's how dumb they got. You be in a big parking lot or in the mall, you walk around the mall, where did I park? You don't even know where you parked at no more, because it's not a natural order of something. You know what I mean? When you do the natural order of things, you remember. And your instructions was lost. You was given instructions. All of us have instructions when we get here, but we do all kinds of other things like this boxing and everything else. That's not part of our instructions. You have your instructions, but you don't even know which way is north, south, or west. You got to look for the sun. But you have your instructions. You could take birds and put them in a container, like for on a fifth wheel, and take thousands of birds hundreds of miles away from where they live, and they will get back home. If somebody drive you 6 miles out in the country that you wasn't familiar with, it'd take you forever to get home. You wouldn't know which way to go. You know what I mean? So all that other stuff, try to spare that, man, because you're talking to the wrong one when you try to talk. When you try to, that's almost like undermining or something. When you talk to me like that, you'll be in for one, because I'll break it down. Because I know that our instructions we don't have. Just like even your tongue, man. You don't even have your natural tongue. You don't even have your language, man. Speaking somebody else's language. An uncolorful language that you speak. Yes, I speak other languages. I speak colorful language. Okay? And I wish the people that don't know that they're my people would learn, and they can too. There's a way to learn, but you got to get those instructions back. You got to learn how to ask for those instructions. But back to boxing again. D.L. Cole's Jay Brown saluting out, and then Jay Brown saluting out again, and then Jay Brown saluting out again. Yeah, then they'll get back to Gil talking about I watch boxing, and then Chris is crying. Okay, so we have one. That's one side of the coin. So let's go to the other side of the coin. Our welterweight champ, or one of our welterweight champs. We got so many people. So this is the real one here. So we got so many people. And I thought about it, and I seen somebody talking about it, and then I thought about it too. I said, and these scenarios coming up, these stories coming up about these different fighters. Now, we got Errol to the Spence, the one that we know put that EJ smash down, the one that says keep that same energy, the one that says man down. Now we got him coming back, and we don't know if he fights still. We don't know, but is he tricking us? Is Errol Spence the real unbreakable fighter? Because remember, he just had this high-speed crash. I don't know how high the speed was, but he had a terrible crash. And this came out with some broken teeth and a little bit of scratches and scrapes on his body. And he comes out of the crash and he says he's a savage. Is he unbreakable? Is that the real unbreakable fighter right there? Yeah. But nobody's looking at him like he's unbreakable. Right? Nobody's looking at him like he's unbreakable. You know how people's looking at him? They're looking at him like, I'm going to piece him up. I want him now. Because where was all this action before? Where was Manny at before? After climbing in the ring and getting called out, he disappeared. The only person that wanted to fight, or wanted that smoke at the time, was Mikey Garcia. But Mikey knows, and Mikey don't want no more. He's not asking for no more, but everybody, all of a sudden, they want Earl. They want that spotlight because they think that the man was in that crash and he got broke. And he got broken up. And he got smashed up. But then Errol Spence is coming back and putting everybody on notice and saying, look, I don't need no tune-up fights. I'm fighting top dog right away. Now, why would he be saying that? Is that a front? Or is he just that unbreakable one that everybody's counting out and don't know if he's fighting? Because even me, myself, I'm guilty because I put Sean up there. I said Sean is number one right now until Earl come back. But Earl is actually back, y'all. And he might not be showing us, but I know how the Earl Spence that I know, the man down Earl Spence is training, y'all. He's training hard and he's training harder than he's ever trained before. Because all these people that got all these doubts, he's fighting now to get the doubt out of that mind. Man down is fighting to get the doubt out of everybody's mind. Like, you're not going to be doubting me. I'm man down and I'm going to stay man down. Because we got, and we look at these fighters like, for instance, we got the Danny Garcia, right? Danny Garcia went in there. Didn't look good. Doesn't like body shots. For the little bit of body shots he was taking, man, they was wearing his ass out. Now think about this. What would Earl do to his body? And the one thing we know about Earl is a come forward fighter because he wants to be a come forward fighter. I'm going to do what I want to do. And we have not yet seen somebody to make him not do what he wanted to do. Even Sean Porter backed up Danny, right? He didn't let Danny just come forward, right? The only time he really lost as far as Sean Porter was Earl beat him and Brooke beat him. That really, that you knew it was like a win, especially if you was at the fights or if you know how to look at fights. But also we got Bud that wants him. Everybody wants Earl Spence. And my question is Earl Spence really the unbreakable one? Because you think about it. A fast-moving car couldn't take Earl out. A fast-moving car kills people. But a fast-moving car, and I'm not just saying it like that because I believe that the hand of the creator decided to not let him be taken. But if a high-speed car can't take out Earl Spence, how's one of these other fighters going to take him out? And don't think he's going to stick at welterweight, because at welterweight, this is 2020, probably by the end of 2021, he'll be out of the welterweight if he can get his straps. You know what I mean? And don't be surprised that he skipped 154. Don't be surprised if he skip it. I'm not saying he will skip it, but don't be surprised if he skip and go right to middleweight. Because there's some challenges up there at middleweight. There's some challenges up there. So, well, we got to see it. But so far, Earl, I'm going to go with what Earl says, is that he want the top dog. I'm not going to say, well, Earl, you don't really want the top dog, because he said he's been one of the only ones on my mountain, the champs of the boxing mountain. He's been one of the only ones that does what he said he's going to do. And the ones you see on here, they do what they said they're going to do. If they stop doing what they say they're going to do, they'll get taken off the champs of the boxing mountain. They will get taken down. Yep. And Christopher Yonay said he don't think he'll be the same fighter. But Chris, I think he will be. Because I don't think they're going to just throw him back in there if he's damaged goods. If anybody remember Vinny Pazienza, do you remember Vinny Pazienza came back? And he won fights on his way back. He was winning fights on his way back until he ran into Roy Jones. Then that's different. Because he was never on Roy Jones' level in the first place, but he didn't get knocked out in the first round. And Roy Jones had taken people out in the first and second round. And he had a broken neck. And he was able to come back. So I'm not going to count Earl out. I'm not going to throw Earl under the bus. He's on the champs of the boxing mountain for a reason. And I'm not going to just take him off of there. You see what I mean? I'm not going to take him off of there just because somebody said, oh yeah, he's damaged goods now because he got in a car accident. There's been other athletes that's been in car accidents and they come back to their sports like nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? And if you believe that the other side of that coin, that AJ is unbreakable, after taking the smash down, he took the s'more smash down, and then he played tag the fat boy and run on the second fight. And some people in my chat believe that's ring generalship. They think that's boxing IQ. They think that's everything gathered into one, because their boxing knowledge is maybe good on paper, but it's just not really that good. In other words, it's not that good. Yep. But I think he is going to be the same fighter. Yep. I'm just going to go with him. Oh, wow. See, Chris, you going too far now. Chris said Earl is Mr. Glass 2. If he was Mr. Glass 2, he would have been broken up. More than just getting his teeth knocked out a little bit. That's in a car accident. Some people get their teeth knocked out in the ring. Do you remember back in the day when Jack Johnson knocked all the guys' teeth out with gloves on? Now, if you don't lose all your teeth in a car accident like that, then to me, you're probably pretty strong. Or you definitely was blessed up. But that's not right, Chris. But you're a grown man. You put down what you want to. That's kind of cold, man. I wouldn't do Earl like that, though. Chris said Earl Mr. Glass, too. No, I'm putting Earl on the unbreakable status. Until proven otherwise, y'all can come in here and y'all can jump on me later on. But Sir Flame will tell you. Sir Flame will tell you that I want necks. I want them necks out there. Put them necks out there. I want them. Know what I mean? I'm putting my neck out there. Y'all come get me. Y'all come get Eagles Web. Y'all come chop my neck, man. Y'all come get me, man, because I'm putting my neck out there, man. I'm saying Earl is the goods. If y'all don't like it, y'all come get my neck, man. See? Come get my neck, Chris. Christopher, your neck. You come get my neck. You want to come get the Eagles Web? You want to come get Eagles face? Come get me, Chris. I'm neck. Put me on your neck list. Yeah, come get me, man. And I hope it's not just hate and mad because AJ's on the other side of the coin. And y'all already knew I was going to do that anyway. Yeah. Stretch that neck all the way out and off. That's right. Y'all want to come get me? Come get me. Yep. But I wanted Chris to say something. Chris all quiet now. Why he got shy on me now? Chris, you don't want the neck? Because Sir Flame said stretch that neck off. Yeah, we'll stretch it out so far it just snap on his own. Yeah, y'all want to come get my neck? Stretch it out, man. Stretch my neck out, man. I'm already putting it out there, man. I'm putting Earl as being the unbreakable one. Right now, he is the unbreakable one. Because everybody else scrambling, don't know what to do, man. I don't know, man. It's like boxing is not what it should be, man. We got too many straps, going all over the place, man. Even in the UFC and all that stuff, I only watch the MMA and all that, but I know they got straps falling everywhere, or hype jobs and all that. The only one holding on to they strap over there is John Jones, right? That's really holding on to their strap for years. He done had his strap for years, right? Yeah, a lot of people just losing straps. Well, I guess I'll just lose my strap. And who do you trust, Gil, since you keep putting that up, that somebody got to figure out AJ? Gil sound like a strap writer. If somebody got to figure out AJ, we'll let AJ fight somebody to figure him out. Let him fight Ruiz to see if he going not Ruiz, but Ortiz. Let him fight Ortiz to see if he going to do the tag the fat boy move and run. Let him fight Wilder and see if he going to do that same move. That little tag and run. Some of the fighters that he already fought, he wouldn't win. If he did to try to tag and run, he wouldn't be able to do it. Because he'd get caught. He couldn't even beat Brazil with the tag and run like that. Because believe it or not, Brazil could hit. And he'd catch him trying to do the little tag and run. Tyson Fury would catch him trying to do the tag and run. Man, get out of here with that, man. He's breakable. So I had to do I flipped the coin. I did the other side, man. I say that Earl Spence is the unbreakable right now until I'm proven wrong. When I'm proven wrong, y'all can stretch my neck out. Okay? Y'all can stretch my neck out, and guess what? I'll be right here. This is where I'll be at. Y'all know which ones. Y'all know about which ones coming up. If I'm saying that, right? And it might not even be on no BS right here. I'll be like, sit down and have some crow. And I won't even read the second part of it because I set my own self up. It wouldn't be on the BS though. It'd just be sit down and have my crow. And that's what I'll be doing. I'll just sit down and have my crow. Oh yeah, Chrissy. I'm going to get your neck after you give me my knowledge book. Yeah, I don't like to deal with it that much, Chris. But once you send me the information, I'll send it to you. I only got one request though. My only request, because this is not exactly what you want, but my only request is that you send it to somebody else. And that's the way it's supposed to be done. But nobody ever does it. Because guess what? I gave it to at least 10 people. And I guarantee that they didn't at least give it to 10 people. I know they did not give it to 10 more people. And so if that was the case, if I gave it to 10 people and they never passed it, then guess what? That means I was only supposed to give it to one person. I gave it to 10 people and they never passed it. So my 10 is still out there. But guess what happened if they gave it to one person? That's 20. And guess what happened if those people gave it to their people, one person each? Huh? You see how how fast the numbers would move? Just think about it, because I did more than I'm supposed to. Because I did 10, you're supposed to do 1. So 1, so now that's 2 people. And then that's 3 people. You see what I mean? Then that's 4 people. But if you do 10, now you're going up by 10 each time. 10, 20. See what I mean? And so forth. And then 1 or 2 of those give out to more. Now you're talking about 40. If you got up to 40s, and then 40, 80. You see what I mean? Then 160. And then it takes no time to get the information out. But the way people do stuff, you can't give out real information. Because people don't do stuff with real information. People do stuff with trivia and stuff like that. But when it's real information, they don't do a damn thing with it. You see what I mean? But we'll talk more on it, Chris. I'll talk to you more on it, though. But yeah, go ahead and, like I said, stretch it out, man. Stretch it out. And we know it worked on Ruiz, Gil. Gil talking about it worked on Ruiz. That's all I'm saying. Why would AJ go back in the rematch to do what he did in the last fight? He had to change. Okay, Gil, if you think that was actually a positive change, and if you think that it was all AJ, if you don't think that it wasn't somebody just getting too fat and couldn't move, then you got issues, man. And there's nothing I can teach you. There's nothing I can even talk to you about if you believe that. If you believe that AJ went there and just got that win because of that running and stuff, we were set up. And I would like you said you wasn't set up because you don't buy dozen fights. And if you don't, then why would you even be speaking on it if you don't even watch? You don't have it. You don't support dozen. But at the same time, you're talking about it. You're talking about it as if you done turned into a huge AJ fan. AJ had to do. He couldn't do the same thing he did the first time. He had to come in and do something different. He had to do that little run and tag. No, that's a setup. This grown folk talk, man. Come on now. This grown folk talk. And that whole thing right there should never happen the way that it happened. Either way. The first loss shouldn't have went down the way it went down. And the second loss shouldn't have went down the way that it went down. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to stick with my pick. And I'm going to stick with the Errol Spence right here. So I'm going to say Errol Spence is the unbreakable one until proven different. And if it's proven different, then guess what? Y'all come get the host's neck, man. Y'all come get the host's neck. The host is right here, man. I ain't with nowhere. I'll just make sure my stream act right. But I'm right here, y'all. Y'all come get me. Come get my neck. Get my neck right here. Stretch it out. And put that chop on it, man. Yeah, stretch it out and put that chop on Eagle's face neck, man. Because I can be neck too, man. Everybody neck, I can be neck. Right? So we're going to do that. Come get Eagles Way up next, man. And just a reminder right here. Let me put my reminder up. Like always, man. Got to put this reminder up, man. Because we got this week coming up. We got to get these fighters. I'll say get the fighters. Well, I guess y'all fighters. Get y'all fighter, the trivia fighters. Got to get them together on this smash down. On the smash to the down. And when I say smash down, that's all the questions and stuff. And we try to get this trivia done. And that's February 16th at 9 Eastern Time. So y'all fall into Marlo's corner. So he can mix y'all up a little bit first. Then he'll send y'all over to me. I'm going to be there too, of course. I got to be a judge, man. I got to be a side judge on it. Just like he going to come in here, and he going to be a side judge over here. But we're going to get this done, man, the way that we get it done. Y'all know how we do, man. Y'all know how we do it up in Eagles Way of Boxing with the real grown folk chat. Try to deal with nothing but grown folks chat, man. Yeah. So that was my thing right there, is that Earl is the unbreakable one. Until proven otherwise, I'm going to stick with it. Well, if y'all prove it to be a different way, then that's cool. Y'all just got to prove it to be a different way. Okay, you say you watch all fights. This is Gil Cole. I watch all fights. I could care less if AJ won or lost. I'm waiting for the Wilder fight. What, you can waiting like everybody else. Wilder might not never get that fight. Wilder might retire and never even get to touch AJ. That's what people got to understand. We all got to understand that. That we don't get the fights. That's what we have these discussions for, Gil. It's because we don't get the fights that we want. That's what was the whole thing. You just say, oh, I just watch boxing. Or I just watch fights. Okay. But you're just saying you can care less, but you're waiting for the Wilder fight. So now you're contradicting yourself. Oh, I just watch all fights, but I'm waiting for the Wilder fight. No. We want to see good fights, man. We want to see the fights that we need to see. The fights that count, man. Shit, that's like going to watch a basketball game, man. I'm not going to see the first game of the season if I was watching basketball. Oh, I just like to watch basketball. So I'm going to watch the first game of the season if it's two opponents, the only two that's on the whole schedule, and both of the teams suck. But I love basketball so much, I'm going to even watch them. Waste my time watching them. And find out that it was a flop. That all they scored on both sides, they didn't, neither one of them hit 100 on both sides. Because they both suck. Right? But to each his own, man. That's just my point. I know you have your point, and I have my point, man. But I'm going to get with y'all, man. Y'all know how we do it, man. My shout out to all the real people that I see, man. And my shout out to all y'all that mess with me, man. Nothing but blessings. Regardless of what you think out there, nothing but blessings, man. Christopher, your name out there. Shalom. My help bless everybody, man. I'm going to see y'all, man.